Merry Christmas, Spirit of Hope. How are we doing? This should come out on Friday, which means I'm recording it earlier. But it should come out in that fun time between Christmas and New Year's. And it being New Year's means this is the last video of 2025. What a year. Well, I mean, in a couple of days, I haven't already looked it up, even though I'm talking about it now. But it's pretty soon we start hearing "For Old Lang Syne" being swapped out for the Christmas music. And I love that song. I really do. The old Scott English of "For Old Lang Syne." Old Lang Syne doesn't mean anything in English, but what it translates to is "long time since," or more easily known, "the good old days." And so this kind of old fun tune with drinking song lyrics of raising a glass and actually splitting the check in one verse um, has this fun lightheartedness, but a deep sense of remembrance and kind of melancholy to it, which I think is natural in as the New Year calendar changes over. One verse that talks about uh, the seas of time, the seas between us. As you're reflecting on these people, the seas have grown and swelled since old Lang Syne, since the good old days. And I don't know, when I think of my past, there are times I could have said I lived in the good old days. When I was a kid, man, when you could sleep and not wake up with an ache, when you didn't have bills, when someone managed your food for you, those were some good old days. I didn't I didn't know how good it was being a kid. I mean that I didn't know how good it was when I was in college. I didn't know how good it was. And I'm not saying I'm in terrible times now. Actually, I think I might be in the good old days right now. I might be living those. And I think that's kind of the point. You don't know that you're living in the good times until they're over. And I think now, for me, I might be in the good old days. I've got my boys at home. I've got a job that I find wildly challenging. I got a partner who loves me. I'm reasonably healthy. These are the good old days. I want to keep this as long as I can. But as long as I mean, the changing over of the calendar, one of the subtle reminders of going from 2024 to 2025 is that I don't get to keep all this. None of this actually belongs to me. I only have my kids until they grow up to be their own. I only am the pastor of Spirit of Hope for a time. There will come a day when I'm not. And, my health may not always be with me. And then there will come a time where when someone is singing For Old Lang Syne, what's left of me will come to their memory. And that's the challenge, my friends. It's not just to be resided in the melancholy of what the good old days were, but that today we might share a cup of kindness yet and, and commit to Old Lang Syne, that these might be the good old days, that we might share them together, you and me. How about that for a New Year's resolution? I will see you, some of you, hopefully on Sunday. I know that after Christmas, that might be too much church. And if that's the case, I'll see you in 2026, my friends. But I hope to see you Sunday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Blessings.